Good day, viewers. Welcome to another mathematics presentation. So in this presentation, we are going to look at a question that is coming from bearings. The question reads, the diagram below shows Mr. Moinde's trip. He travels on a bearing of 141 degrees from point A to point B. He then decides to continue with his trip from B on a bearing of 255 degrees to point C. The angle BCA is equal to 35 degrees. So this is the figure that we have right here, where we have point A, B, and C. So we can now take a look at our first question. So under our first question, they are saying, what is the bearing of A from B? So what is the bearing of A from B? So to find the bearing of A from B, there are many methods that we can use to find this bearing. But first thing, take note that when they are saying what is the bearing of A from B. A from B. So I've always emphasized where they have said from. That's where you need to draw the reference point, which is the North Pole. And from there, from the North Pole, you move in a clockwise direction. So at point B, there is already a North Pole that is drawn here. So we need to move from this north all the way in a clockwise direction until we reach the line AC, because they are saying the bearing of A from B. So this is the entire angle that they want us to find. So in order for us to find this entire angle, okay, what are we going to do? We understand that angles at a point, okay, angles at a point like this adds up to 360 degrees. Okay, so if we find an angle which is going to be here, okay, we can just subtract this angle from 360. That will give us the entire angle for this point. Okay, that is method 1. If you don't want this method, you can use a different one. So how do we do that? Here we have the north, so we are going to extend this north, which is on A. So we also understand that if you have a straight line like this, an angle on a straight line gives us 180 degrees. So when you look here, if we extend this point, that's when it's going to be an angle on a straight line, a complete angle, which will be equal to 180 degrees. So to find this angle, which is right here, we just say 180 minus 141 degrees, and this will give us a 39 degrees. So this means that here we have 39 degrees. So this angle which is right here is alternating to this angle right here. So even here we are going to have a 39 degrees because we have the north here on top and the north at B. These two north are parallel to each other. So that's why we have alternating angles. So to find the bearing of A from B, we are just going to say the bearing of A from B is equal to, so we will get the complete angle which is supposed to be a 360 minus 39 degrees. So when we subtract 360 degrees minus 39 degrees, this will give us, we'll say 360 degrees minus 39 degrees. So 0 minus 9, it can't, we borrow a 1, you remain with a 5. So 10 minus 9, it's a 1. 5 minus 3, it's a 2. 3 minus a 0, it's a 3. So this will give us 321 degrees. So this will be the bearing of A from B. So alright, so we now come and answer our question B. So under our question B, they are saying find the bearing of A from C. So we need to find the bearing of A from C. So point A is right here, point C is right here. So remember where they have said from, that's where you need to draw the point of reference, which is the north in this case. So we have the north right here. So we are going to move from the north, moving in a clockwise direction until we reach the line for AC. So we move from here, we come here until we reach this line. So this is the bearing that they want us to find. So how do you find this bearing? In order for you to find this bearing, look at this triangle. Here you have an angle which is a 66. Here you have a 35. So we need to find the angle which will be right here. So we understand that the sum of angles in a triangle adds up to 180. So if here you have maybe angle M, so how do you find the angle M? You are going to add M plus 6 plus 35. So you say M plus 66 degrees plus 35 degrees is equal to 180 degrees, because that is the sum of angles in a triangle. So M plus, so here you just add 66 plus 35. So 6 plus 5 will give us 11. 6 plus 3 will give us 9. Plus 1, 10. So this will be 101. So we have 101 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So here we are going to say M is equal to 180 degrees minus 101 degrees. So the 101 degrees has just been taken to the right hand side. So from here we are going to say M equal to, so just subtract where you say 180 degrees subtract 101. Okay, so this will be 0 minus 1. It can't. We borrow a 1 from 8. We remain with a 7. 10 minus 1, it's a 9. 7 minus 0, it's 7. 1 minus 1 is a 0. So we are getting a 79 degrees. Okay, so we come back to our diagram right here. So this means that the entire angle which will be right here is going to be a 79 degrees. Now if you remember, at first I did mention that the angle which is right here is alternating to the angle which is right here after you cut through. So just on this part alone, you can say we can have a 39 degrees, but the entire angle is a 79. So to know the angle which will remain right here, okay, to know the angle that will remain right here, we are going to say 7, since the entire angle is 79, so to know which will remain right here, and here I have a 39 because this angle and this angle are alternating, okay, because of these two parallel north. Okay, so we say 79 minus 39. Okay, so we are going to say 79 degrees minus 39 degrees. So 9 minus 9 is a 0. 7 minus 3, it's a 4. So meaning that here we are going to have a 40 degrees, such that when we add 40 plus 39 degrees, it will give us 79 degrees. Now remember, here you have a north and here you have a north. So the angle which is right here is also alternating to the angle which is right here. That's the whole essence of finding this angle. So if you have a 40 degrees here, it means that even here you are going to have a 40 degrees. So the bearing of A from C is equal to 0, 40 degrees, because I was supposed to write this in 3 figure bearings. So that is our answer. So we've come to the end of our session. Thank you so much everybody for having time to view this content. This has been your presenter, Mr. Mlenga. Bye bye.